Hello everyone. In this video, we will see one of the major additions to CloudStack 4.17, that is IPv6 support for isolated networks and VPC tiers. Few things to note while using this functionality. Currently, it only supports static routing. Therefore, admin will have to add upstream routes or automate the process once the network is created, that is guest networks are created. Also, currently it only supports dual stack networking, so users won't be able to create IPv6 only guest networks. To use this functionality, flow is like: first, admin updates the configuration for enabling IPv6 supported offering creation. Then admin adds public IPv6 range and a guest IPv6 prefix. These ranges and subnet or prefix should have CIDR size 64 or lesser. Also, the public IPv6 range should be added with same VLAN for which an IPv4 public range is already present. After this, admin creates dual stack offerings for VPC, VPC tier, or isolated networks. Once these admin operations are done, the zone is ready for deploying IPv6 networks and VPC tiers. Users can now use new offerings to deploy new IPv6 networks or upgrade an existing network to IPv6 supported offering. So let's see a demo now. I will log in as an admin first. I will go into configuration section and update the configuration. We'll set it to true. This will allow me to create new IPv6 supported offerings. Then I will go into my zone in its physical networks. Here is the network that handles guest and public traffic, so I will go into it. We'll go into traffic types. First, we have guest traffic type, so we can add guest IPv6 prefix here. I will add a prefix here. It shows allocated value, so CloudStack will further subnet this prefix or subnet for guest networks. Right now we can create 256 different guest networks or upgrade an existing network. Let's go into public traffic type. I will add a public IPv6 range here. I already have a IPv4 range in VLAN 51, so we'll use the same. Here I will put my IPv6 gateway for public range and the CIDR. Okay, so my zone can now deploy IPv6 supported networks, but for creating such networks I need to add network offerings or VPC offering. First I will add a network offering for isolated network. I can select internet protocol here and select IPv4 plus IPv6, which would allow creating dual stack networks. Let's select some services. I will enable this offering. Similarly, I can create VPC tier offering for IPv6 supported VPC tier. Again, I have selected dual stack in internet protocol. I will enable VPC here, then select few services. Okay, let's make it VPC virtual router. Let's enable this offering as well. For creating VPC that supports IPv6, I also need to add VPC offering for IPv6. Again, same option needs to be selected here. Let me check if I created my IPv6 enabled VPC offering correctly. Does it supports? Oh, I forgot to add support for uh, network ACL. So let's try to delete this and create a new one. I'm adding network ACL because we can now uh, add IPv6 rules for network ACL as well. So to make this change, okay, I guess services are correct this time. Let's enable this offering. Okay, so now Zone is ready for deploying new IPv6 networks. So let's log out as admin and log in as a user. Okay, here I am logged in as a normal CloudStack user. I will go into network section and create a new IPv6 network. I just need to give a name and select the IPv6 enabled offering. My IPv6 enabled isolated network is created. See, we already uh, see the IPv6 seeder assigned for this network. I can now go into instances section and deploy a VM for this network. Network is selected. CloudStack is deploying my VM and implementing the network. Network is getting implemented. Okay, so network is implemented now. if I go into the details of network, it shows here it is a dual stack network and all other details here. Interesting thing to note here, it shows the add upstream IPv6 route. So these routes need to be added upstream. This will require an intervention from administrator, or it can be automated using events framework of CloudStack. Uh, CloudStack will generate an event like this whenever an IPv6 is assigned for a guest network. So using this, admin can add a script and automate the process. Going back to the IPv6 network, we see it shows the CIDR for this network and then the IP assigned, public IP assigned for this network. So this is the IP that will be assigned for virtual router of this network. We also see IPv6 firewall tab here, which is a newly added tab. Here we can add any new firewall rules or update or delete them. I can maybe add something like actually let's add it to ingress rule. I can use some port here. Oh, actually this is not correct. Let me add something else. So a new IPv6 firewall rule has been added. If I now go into my instance, view its console, I should be able to see IPv6 address assigned to it. I can log in into my VM. Yes, as we can see, a new IP is assigned to the VM, that is 2800.172.823.109p02FF441. Same IP should also be showing in the VM details here and also in the next section. Okay, so this is how a user can deploy an isolated networks that supports IPv6 with this new functionality. Similarly, user can also create VPC that supports IPv6. So I need to go into VPC. Provide a IPv4 CIDR, and then I need to select my IPv6 enabled VPC offering. VPC is getting created. It will take some time. CloudStack, is it still creating or implementing the VPC? This is taking some time as CloudStack will be deploying a VR for this VPC. Okay, so my new VPC has been created. I can go into its networks and create a new network tier. I can select my IPv6 enabled VPC tier offering. I can provide IP4 gateway, subnet, and default allow ACL rule. So my IPv6 VPC tier is created. I can deploy a VM in this VPC. VM is getting deployed. I can see an IPv6 IP address is assigned for this VM. I can go into VM console, login, and check if IPv6 is present. It is present, so I can go back, and in my tier I can again see upstream IPv6 routes are showing, which needs to be added by administrator. Also, it shows it is a dual stack VPC tier and similar details. I can go back to my IPv6 VPC and can add new IPv6 ACL rules as well. New ACL rule list is created. I can add some rules here. So this is how you can add new rules. Once I have created a list and added rules in it, I can go back to my VPC tier and replace its ACL rule. So this is how you can allow your users to create IPv6 supported isolated networks and VPC tiers. Thank you for watching this.